Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen, viewers, fans, and the likes of the True Heel Nation. This is your good brother, J News, with another rendition of J News Japan. Tonight, we're going to talk about Night 1 and Night 2 of the G1 Climax 30 tournament. Night 1, Block A, Night 2, Block B. Without further ado, both shows live from the Osaka Prefectural Gym, Edion Arena, Osaka. Match number 1 on September 19th had Yota Tsuji, the Young Lion, versus Yuya Uemura, the other Young Lion. 7-minute match. Folks, when I say that I look forward to the Young Lion matches, even though to a lot of people they might look the same, to me it's just the small things, the in-between things, how these guys communicate with each other in the ring, how they feed off of each other in the ring, looks given, the intensity, things of that nature. This 7-minute match started off the show the way it was needed to be at all costs. High energy, hard hitting, new look for Yota Tsuji shaved his, I want to say, goatee beard thing. He's now clean shaven. Now he has more of a wild hair look a la Hiromu Takahashi. No dye in his hair as of yet. And Yuya Uemura still has his clean presence to him and stuff like that. But these guys, they brought the fight to one another today. Open hand palm smacks were used during this match, was something that we don't usually see with Young Lions. The striking game was on par for a strong style, but the majority of the match was a mat wrestling based match between the two Young Lions, which was new for me to see what kind of skills they developed in the dojo so far via the mat wrestling part of it. And it seems like they're more or less well versed. I'm not going to say they're experts, obviously, but they look good. But to give you the sum here, Yota Tsuji won the last match with him and Yuya Uemura, and this time Yuya Uemura wins this match against Yota Tsuji. Now, to the rest of the night, we're talking about A Block, G1 Climax 30. First G1 match of the night, the return of the aerial assassin Will Ospreay versus Bullet Club member Yujiro Takahashi. This match lasted about 7.5 minutes. It was everything it needed to be to open the G1 Climax tournament. The return of Will Ospreay, the win of Will Ospreay winning with the Stormbreaker. It was basically Will Ospreay showing the world that he's back and he's better than ever. And he said so himself after the win of the match. He got on the mic and he said he's the best wrestler in the world today, going right now, and that he's basically going to prove it, and he's going to go out and attempt to win this G1 Climax 30 tournament. Will looked good in this match, man. Drama and discredit to his reputation aside, the dude is one of the best in-ring performers that the industry has as a whole, and it has nothing to do with the flashiness of his moves or how much of a beast athlete he is, or how good his gymnastic skills are. Will Ospreay does not get enough credit for his promo skills, and I've been watching Will for the better part of 6 or 7 years now, between Progress and Rev Pro, and obviously New Japan and his small stint with ROH. When Will gets on the mic, that's from the heart, man, and it's all freestyled, and you feel everything that he's saying, regardless if it's from a pompous jackass sort of a way, when he's cutting a heel promo, or when it's really from the heart and he's just getting sentimental. Will Ospreay has that ability to suck you in and make you feel something every time he's on the microphone, and he did that with this promo as well. So 2 points for Will here. No points for Yujiro, as we had discussed in the preview. Third match of the night, a match that I wanted to see what the deal with Jeff Cobb was going to be in Block A and overall in the G1 Climax tournament. Jeff Cobb, Tai Chi, one-on-one. Tai Chi wins the match. He hit Black Mephisto on Jeff Cobb. The majority of the match, about 13-minute match, storytelling wise, Tai Chi basically going for Jeff Cobb's left knee. Jeff Cobb had been having trouble with his left knee during New Japan Strong as well, but when he came out during the entrance, even though I watched this with the Japanese commentary, he didn't have his left knee taped up, but they did zoom in camera-wise and took a shot of his left knee, basically to say that he had been having trouble with that left knee. Tai Chi took advantage and he went after his left knee. Jeff Cobb, as a in-ring competitor, Mr. Athletic, he can do a whole lot of different shit that guys his size can't do, but his ability to sell and make you believe how hurt he is and how much of the advantage that his opponent has over him is a talent that has become seldom in wrestling nowadays. And Jeff Cobb has that sellability in spades. So I gotta give him props there. Tai Chi, man, look, listen, anytime the pants come off in a match, Tai Chi's serious. And he showed his prowess and he showed his veteranism here against Jeff Cobb. They went at it. It was a real back and forth between Jeff Cobb and Tai Chi, and a solid match. No match during night 1, during night 2, Block A, Block B disappointed me at all, guys. The G1 Climax tournament any year out is the premier tournament of any wrestling promotion. If you've never watched one, go back and watch some of the previous years, and please watch this one, NewJapanWorld.com, to check out the schedule of the dates and when things go up online, and at what time. Man, you guys just gotta keep watching. Match number 4, we had Tomohiro Ishii versus Minoru Suzuki. An exact 13 minutes for this match, folks. This is exactly what SP3 said it was gonna be. It was a knockout, drag-out fight between Suzuki and Ishii. Who hit harder? Who no-sold the other more than his competitor, and things of that nature. It was the first time I had ever seen a man hit Tomohiro Ishii so hard that Tomohiro Ishii literally folded his body into the mat. I was like, man, this right here, this match, it set the tone, man. It set the tone for what we thought Minoru Suzuki was able to do. Suzuki wins this match, gets his 2 points. Ishii loses. Minoru Suzuki wins this match with the Gotch style pile driver without the sleeper beforehand. He just caught it off of a whim, off of a reversal for a move, because they were just going back and forth with different things. There was no let up, and no one had the advantage at any point of this match until they just started hitting each other as hard as they could, and Suzuki finally had hit Ishii so hard that he folded him down, and then Suzuki took over basically, and Ishii tried to come back, but it didn't happen. Another good match, another solid match in Block A. 5th match of the night. My favorite match of the night, besides the overbooking, which is something that I have to bring up now more than ever, because it's the G1 Climax should be I understand it's still pro wrestling. I understand there's still storylines to be told, and things of that nature, and feuds to be built for future shows. But man, I wish that Jay White would have came out by himself and without Gato. Because I feel like this 20-minute match between Jay White and Shingo Takagi was cheapened by the ref bump and cheapened by Gato's interference. Even though the interference didn't necessarily, I would say, the interference ultimately did cost Takagi the match. This match was what we thought it was. It's 20 minutes long. Given the time, Jay White and Shingo Takagi put on one hell of a wrestling match, y'all. And I just felt like the interference and the ref bump cheapened the win for Jay White, because Jay White's good. He doesn't need Gato. The same way that I feel like Evil's good and he doesn't need Dick Togo. And I understand Bullet Club rules, faction warfare, yada yada yada. It's just a lot. Like I said, it's overbooked, right? There's just a lot of the tropes in 2020 when it comes to faction warfare that aren't needed and necessary for certain characters, for certain personalities. And I feel like Jay White no longer needs Gato. He's the freaking leader of the Bullet Club. He can stand on his own. He's been a champion already. If he was gonna win this, he should have won this by the skin of his teeth over Takagi, if anything, to book it cleanly. But with, like I said, with the overbooked interference and ref bump, it just cheapened it for me. But the match was in my belief, the second best match of the night, because I felt like the Suzuki and Tomohiro Ishii match took precedent over this match. But still one hell of a match. And then the sixth match of the night lasted 21.5 minutes. Kazuchika Okada versus my main man Kota Ibushi, the Golden Star. Another solid match between Okada and Ibushi. I did not think that this match was the match of the night, because I was more emotionally involved with Suzuki and Ishii, and then Takagi and Jay White. I was kind of taken out of it with Kazuchika Okada and Kota Ibushi in a slight sense, because Okada's matches seem to always develop the same way. So the style of the match wasn't any different from what I've seen between Okada and Ibushi. But not to take anything away from the match, it was a good match. It was a really good match. It just begged for Ibushi to win, being that he was last year's G1 Climax 29 winner. And he went on to win that trophy and get his match against Okada, even though he lost against Okada for the heavyweight championship at that point in time during the Wrestle Kingdom. But he avenges that loss with this win here, and he gets his 2 points, and Okada gets 0. So that is Block A, September 19th, Night 1. We'll go over to September 20th, Night 2, Block B. First match of the night. We had Young Lions, Yota Tsuji, Gabriel Kidd. Another mat wrestling based match between two of the Young Lions. This match lasted about 19 minutes or so. I thought, noticing that it was a mat-based match between Gabriel Kidd and Yota Tsuji, that Yota Tsuji was going to be Yota Tsuji was going to be overmatched. Not to say that every wrestler that comes out of the UK is a mat wrestling genius, but I've seen Gabriel the last 4 or 5 years and what his ability is. And I thought that in the way that the matches are being booked for the Young Lions, Gabriel Kidd having to do mat-based wrestling with any other of the Young Lions would be a cheat code, because Gabriel Kidd's just he's got 7 years worth of experience on a lot of these guys. He had to, in my belief, for me watching this match and me watching Gabriel in previous promotions, I feel like Gabriel Kidd had to dumb it down for Yota Tsuji, and that's not taking anything away from Yota Tsuji and what his mat skills look like for a guy who's been training for the last couple of years. But if they would have let Gabriel Kidd go and taken the reins off, I feel like Gabriel Kidd probably would have, mopped the floor with Yota Tsuji, just from a mat technical wrestling standpoint. But Yota Tsuji won this match over Gabriel Kidd, as per has been going on the last couple of months via tag matches and one-on-ones. So Yota Tsuji is now currently, I believe, 3-1 overall as a singles competitor. Block B, match number 1 in Block B. We had Juice Robinson with a new look coming in, wearing a white, I would say white singlet with black, with a black pattern pair of pants, new haircut, and things of that nature, going up against member of Chaos Yoshihashi. This match went way longer than I thought it was, which is why I say the match wasn't, not that it was bad. I just thought it was too long, to be quite honest. Juice Robinson won this match, got his 2 points against Yoshihashi. Juice Robinson looked solid. I'm not going to say he looked good. A lot of the flash of Juice Robinson's moveset was dumbed down or non-existent during this match. He was really more or less just, I wouldn't want to say, brawler would be the term. Brawler would be the term that I would use for Juice Robinson. That's what Juice Robinson really looked like during this match. He did hit some of his signature maneuvers during this match. Yoshihashi hit his usual rolling blockbuster. First time I had seen Yoshihashi hit the Swanton Bomb in a few years off the top rope. That was dope to see. But Juice Robinson gets his 2 points. He gets the win here against Yoshihashi. Third match of the night. Okay. All right. Okay. Look, you guys understand and know what I said, that I would riot, right, if Sanada loses the G1 tournament. Right off the bat, I'm going to tell you the result. Toru Yano won this match. Sanada takes the loss, no points. Yano gets the 2 points here. But this is a comedy match, y'all. Every Yano match has outright comedy in it, and this was no different. Toru Yano usually takes off the ring pad, turnbuckle thing, or whatever. He did it twice in the match. Sanada got a hold of one of them. They had a turnbuckle pad sword fight for a short amount of time, which caused a lot of comedy and a lot of laughter out of me. Sanada also premiered a new look as well. Gave himself a pseudo mullet, I want to say, dyed his hair platinum. Also came out with some new ring gear, black pants, some silver trim and things of that nature, and a new mask. So Sanada seems to be going in a different direction via his look. Sanada also put Yano in the Paradise Lock outside of the ring, which should have been Sanada's win. Sanada should have left him out there to rot and to get counted out and go back into the ring. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Yuya Uemura turned Yano over to release him of the Paradise Lock, and Sanada had obviously had issue with that, or whatever the case is. And at that point, it gave Toru Yano the chance to reach for a hidden roll of tape that he had somewhere in his crevice, because during the beginning of the match, before the bell even rung, the referee Marty Asami took, I think it was 4 different rolls of tape out of Yano's tights, and somehow, some way, he still had a roll of tape. After he got out of that Paradise Lock, he rolled up Sanada, and then Sanada tried to get up, and then Yano pushed Yuya Uemura into Sanada, and then out of nowhere, Yano takes out that roll of tape, and he tapes Sanada's leg to Uemura's leg, and they're both down. Yano heads towards the ring, runs down towards the ring, beats the 20 count. Sanada gets counted out. That's how Sanada loses. It's a protected loss. Sanada did not eat a pin. He did not get submitted. He loses via count out as Toru Yano again taped Sanada's leg to Uemura's leg as they were both down on the ground, ran to the ring, and beat the 20 count. The fourth match of the night, we had, I think, man, look, when I came into this, I said Hiroki Goto is always up for the challenge in the G1 Climax tournament. Never fails. Never freaking fails. This match, when it happened, I was like, yo, this is my match of the night so far. And I forgot that there were 2 other matches left. Kenta beat Goto in this match. I'm not sure why it doesn't list how long the match went here. Kenta won the match. It wasn't because of time limit expiration or anything like that. He won with the game over submission over Goto. I think the match, I would say, went about 12 to 13 minutes. It was a good back and forth between Goto and Kenta, where Goto was just eating all of Kenta's kicks and just trying to overpower Kenta the majority of the time. But Kenta, with his slyness and his ability to just wrestle as well as he does, in any versus any style, was able to get through and beat Hiroki Goto in this match. Kenta was not flanked by anyone. Kenta came out by himself, being that he is a Bullet Club member. He did not use a ref bump in this match in order to win the match. He won cleanly over Hiroki Goto. But it was one hell of a match that lasted, I would say, from what I can recall, 13 minutes. You guys got to watch that. Fifth match of the night, Zack Sabre Jr., ZSJ, versus Evil of the Bullet Club, who was flanked by Dick Togo. This match came out to about 15 minutes. It was a good back and forth battle of attrition, I would say. Evil had control of the first half of the match. Zack Sabre Jr. was trying to come back during the second half of the match. There was a ref bump at one time. Dick Togo got involved, and he did come in and interfere and beat down on Zack Sabre Jr. But Zack Sabre Jr. was able to overcome Evil Dick. And he stopped Evil from giving him a low blow at one point during the match, and then he just took over with his technical wizardry, got rid, or at least was able to subdue Dick Togo long enough to put the European clutch on Evil and win this match here in the B block. Zack Sabre Jr. looked real good in this match. This match, I had it right after the Kenta match. I was like, oh, this is the match of the night. Yo, this match just had me invested from bell to bell. Another great match, Zack Sabre Jr. versus Evil. Then the last match of the night, y'all, we got the best match of the first two nights. Listen, I know I give Hiroshi Tanahashi a lot of shit because of the way that he moves now, due to his age and the lack of cartilage in his knees and things of that nature. But Sid said this about Tanahashi's match versus Naito last year, or 2 years ago, where Tanahashi just baby-faced it up against Tetsuya Naito. It was the best babyface wrestling match he had ever seen in his life out of Tanahashi. When I tell you that Tanahashi did not babyface it here, he went after Tetsuya Naito's knees, and he went after them hardcore. Dragon screw leg whip after dragon screw leg whip. Different maneuvers to try to incapacitate that left knee of Tetsuya Naito. Naito also was trying to work on Tanahashi's knees. We saw Tanahashi hit the high fly flow twice. Once to the outside of the ring, from the top turnbuckle to the outside of the ring, and then once off the top rope into the inside of the ring with Tetsuya Naito standing, and it wasn't even a catch. It was just like, it was an instantaneous hit, which looked dope, and Tanahashi looked real good. It looked like Tanahashi also trimmed down. Last time there was a show was the 11th, and today is the 20th. So it looked like he cut weight in order to come into this match. He looked real good, way less bloated and puffed up than he had in recent weeks. So Tanahashi looked good body-wise. Tetsuya Naito's Tetsuya Naito, guys. He's a double champ. He's the Intercontinental champ. He's the IWGP Heavyweight champion. He won this match. This match went 27 minutes or so. This was a real battle of attrition. There was no, at any point, there was no advantage for either competitor. It was just back and forth, Tanahashi, Naito, Tanahashi throughout the entire matchup. It was just a tiring wrestling match. It was not a brawl. They wrestled. Yes, there were some spots on the outside, but it was a wrestling match nonetheless. A lot of suspense, a lot of thrills happened here. Tetsuya Naito had to hit different variations of Destino just to get the pin. He hit Gloria. He hit all the right moves in order to beat Tanahashi. And finally, at the end of it all, I think it was the third Destino of the match, and Tetsuya Naito got Tanahashi down for the 1, 2, 3. Man, this was the best match of both nights, y'all. This for me got a 4.5 out of 5 stars, to be honest. And I usually don't rate matches when I do my reviews and stuff like that, but I have to give this one a freaking 4.5 out of 5 because it was just that good. And this was just night one for Block B. So imagine what the rest of the nights are going to look like, ladies and gents. So that's the review going forward. on nights 1 and 2. We're going to preview G1 Climax Night 3 for Block A. We have the first match in Block A is going to be Jeff Cobb versus Shingo Takagi. Looking forward to that match. We have Kazuchika Okada versus Yujiro Takahashi. We have Minoru Suzuki versus Tai Chi. Tomohiro Ishii versus Will Ospreay, and Kota Ibushi versus Jay White for the main event of that Night 3 Block A representation. Then for Night 4, it is going to be the B Block. We're going to have Hiroki Goto versus Sonata. We're going to have Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Toru Yano. We will have Kenta versus Juice Robinson, Yoshihashi versus Evil, and then the main event will be Tetsuya Naito versus Zack Sabre Jr. That'll take place in Sapporo on the 24th of September, and that's the Block B. And then the Block A, Night 3, will also, if I'm not mistaken, this will also take place in Sapporo on the 23rd of September. So, folks, as I always say, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel. Be good to one another. Stay safe out there. And be well, y'all. Stay wrestling fans. This has been your good brother Jay News. I'll be back again sometime during the week to review nights 3 and 4. But I'm about this. Peace.